All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Washington Commanders in today's video. I want to talk and recap the OTAs because we have mandatory minicamp beginning tomorrow for Washington, and I just can't wait for Jayden Daniels, folks. Like, we're literally hearing nothing but praise, nothing but good things being said, not only about his on-the-field ability, but his off-the-field ability and his leadership and just who he is genuinely as a person, as a leader, as a just human being, right? So Jayden Daniels, in my opinion, is the future of the Washington Commanders, but not everybody believes that, and it's crazy, man. I was just talking to one of my buddies. He's a huge Florida Gator fan, and he hates Jayden Daniels to Washington. He thinks they have no offensive line. He thinks Jahan Dotson is garbage. He thinks Scary Terry is past his prime, and just there's so many naysayers out there. I was also just reading an article of Sports Info Solutions, which is like an analytics model, does not believe in Washington in 2024. They used their model to project win totals for all 32 teams next season, and the Commanders came in dead last with a projected 3.2 wins. Just so off the mark. It's so off the mark. But before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Commanders fans, if we're trying to get this video to 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. It's the dead of the off season, so everything helps. I can't wait for this season, guys. Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, Joe Witt. I really think they have the leadership. I think Adam Peters is a proven I think he's just a proven success story. I think he knows how to do what he has been asked and tasked to do. And it's already been implemented, like Bobby Wagner, Austin Eckler, Frankie Louvu, Jayden Daniels. They had a really good draft. It might not be right away, but the Washington Commanders are going to win more than 3 football games this upcoming season, folks. Even if, God forbid, Jayden Daniels gets injured, they're still winning over 3 football games. So I just saw another headliner, Kay Adams, the NFL should be scared of the Commanders' 2024 running game. I think Austin Eckler paired up with Chris Rodriguez, paired up with Brian Robinson, and this new revamped offensive line with Tyler Biadasz at the center, Nick Allegretti at the left guard position. It's just more versatile, in my opinion. You've got Austin Eckler who can run, he can catch, he can block a little bit, but he is getting older, so you don't want to rely on Austin Eckler getting you like 1,500 rushing yards or 2,000 combined yards from scrimmage at this point in his career because he's just getting older. Brian Robinson, in my opinion, still has so much potential in the National Football League, but he's coming off, not the best season. But then again, the Commanders' offense is coming off just a brutal statistical season in every single category. The offensive line definitely did not help last year with the running game. And Chris Rodriguez, even getting a little bit deeper, he averaged almost 5 yards per carry last season. Now, real quick, before we get into some OTA talk, Commanders defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. wants to, quote unquote, feed the studs. He is everything you want in a defensive coordinator. This dude wants your players to rip the necks off of, their opponents. Like, just bash their skulls in. And, in today's era, in 2024, there's so many rules with the, just help quarterbacks and help out the offense. And I'm all for player safety. But at the end of the day, it is football. And if I'm a defensive player and I'm going up against Patrick Mahomes, I don't care that you're Patrick Mahomes. Let's use, more suitable, if I'm going up against Dakota Prescott, if I'm going up against Jalen Hurts, if I'm going up against Danny Dimes, I want to, not actually destroy them, but I want to, just rip their freaking necks from their sockets. I'm a defensive player. And so Joe Witt, he said this quote, "You're going to hear me talking about feed the studs." The former Cowboys secondary coach continued, "We are designing our defense around the players that we have. I think if you're limited to saying, hey, we won one scheme and that's all we have, no. You have the players that you have, and you make sure that you are putting them in the best position to play high-level football." Witt emphasized this message at his introductory news conference in February. You got to earn your right to be a stud so we can design things particularly for you. So, even if it's not right away, which, by the way, guys, it was the same thing with Houston last year. I know Commanders fans, I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing the comparisons to CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans of last season. I'm a Packers fan and I'm sick of saying it. The defense for Houston last year was not supposed to be anything close to what they were. Dan Quinn is a defensive dude. He is going to get your defense right away. Even if it's a little bit inconsistent, you're going to see the flashes immediately. And that's why you picked up so many veterans. Doris Armstrong, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. Allen and Payne are still on your defensive line, folks. You pick up Farrell. You pick up Doris Armstrong. You pick up Dante Fowler. You draft Johnny Newton. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, still got Davis. Davis is poised for a huge breakout year this upcoming season. A revamped kind of secondary. You got Sanders still there, who Nick Saban absolutely adored. Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu, both coming on over from Carolina. Those are two huge breakout candidates specifically for the Commanders defense, in my opinion. But I just feel so confident with Joe Witt Jr. being your DC because I think he is just everything that's missing with football defensive coaches across the board, as far as actually saying it out loud, yeah, dude, we're about that life. We want to rip your head out. All right. So moving on, I got some of these notes from rigosrag.com. Apparently, Jayden Daniels made a seamless transition to the pros. Players and coaches knew the talent he brought to the table. What they were taken aback by was the signal caller's tireless work ethic and willingness to go the extra mile to help his once proud organization reach the promised land. Daniels' accuracy, rapid-fire release, and timing of his distribution were all evident throughout organized team activities, aka OTAs. There was one difficult series during 11-on-11. Aside from that, it was incredibly pleasing. The reports coming out about Daniels are positive. If the same trend continues into week 1, it's all systems go. My only thing with Jayden Daniels this upcoming season is health, folks. That is literally it. I look at a team like the Indianapolis Colts of last year. They draft Anthony Richardson early in the first round. Anthony Richardson's potential is so freaking high. It's so unbelievably high, but he has to stay on the field. And the same thing applies to Jayden Daniels. He's a little bit more nimble, right? He's a freaking rookie. He's a little bit thinner. He's a mobile athlete. He's going to run. He's going to put his body on the line. I need Jayden Daniels to stay healthy. I don't care if the Commanders win 5 football games, 6 football games this upcoming year. If Jayden Daniels can just play 17 games, if he can play at least 14 games, I just need reps. I need repetition. I need him to get acclimated and adjusted to the NFL. Health is my biggest thing for Jayden Daniels this upcoming season in his rookie year. Just to touch on that article from that website, Zach Ertz, I think, is going to have a huge impact on Jayden Daniels' success this upcoming season. Just having a proven veteran tight end that knows Cliff Kingsbury's system. I just think he's going to help out Jayden Daniels so much. And it's just, guys like him, Austin Eckler, that I think are going to make all the difference in the world for Jayden Daniels entering his rookie season. So that's all we got for today. Stay tuned because we got mandatory mini camps beginning tomorrow for Washington. So hit that like button, hit that sub button for more. But guys, give me one player you are most excited about for Washington this upcoming season down below that isn't named Jayden Daniels.